Once again, I would like to remind you that this session is under record. With your permission, we are taking the records of this session. The leading chair is Professor İnci, Aşkın, Sökmen, Alaca. Yes, Professor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Geliyor mu hocam? Alabiliyor musunuz? Alabiliyor musunuz?
Yes, we can hear you. Even though quite low, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ali. I am from Aral University. I am the professor in International Relations English Department. This is the last section. The title is Cultural, Educational and Technological Dimension of Central Asia and the Caucasus. In this section,
Excuse
we
me,
have
Professor.
Sorry.
Professor, your camera is off.
Camera is off. Just a second. My camera is open. My camera is open, hocam.
But we cannot see you. Okay, anyway.
I can see her.
I cannot.
Okay. In here, 5 distinguished speakers, but only 3 I see here. First speaker is Mr. Asad Mohammed Khan from Minhaj University, Lahore, from Pakistan. Its title, Soft Power Diplomacy Through the Stamps, Political Cultural Narratives in Central Asia and the Caucasus. There, Asad, chairs is for you. Mr. Asad?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Ma'am,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, you are. If you're ready, we are waiting to your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. Thank you so much, first of all, for inviting for such a fruitful sessions. And I know it's a long day and it's a large session, maybe a little hectic, but I'll try to be very brief. I'm just sharing my presentation.
Are you going to open your picture? Okay, right.
No, is it visible?
Yes, your map is seen from the screen.
Okay. So, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for patient hearing. For this session, I had the topic, the soft power diplomacy through stamps. This is postage stamps and its politico-cultural narratives in Central Asia and the Caucasus. As far as the focus of the paper was concerned, this paper examines the role of security alliances in regional integration, focusing on their strategic opportunities and underlying risks by utilizing the multi-theoretical approach, incorporating realism. So I'll just go to the layout of this paper. First, I'll be introducing the use of postage stamps and following theoretical framework, research methodology, and under discussion areas and findings, I'll be very focused on the postage stamps and as their role in soft power diplomacy and at the end political narratives and the stamp diplomacy with focus on 2 dimensions, one the Central Asian and the second and the Caucasus, where we have how the stamps they have been portraying the software power images and the diplomacy for the states. And the end, I'll be having 2 recommendations and the conclusions. Coming over to the introduction, gentlemen, over the last years, the role of soft power has grown particularly in the era where the military confrontations and economic sanctions are not always effective. Nations now seek more peaceful and collaborative methods to project their influence. The cultural exchange, media presence, and educational diplomacy all play crucial role in the soft power strategies, making them vital tool in the contemporary foreign policy. However, while often overlooked, postage stamps serve as a unique yet potent tool for a cultural diplomacy. These small but powerful symbols convey a country's identity, its history, and the values to the global community. Through stamps, countries project their values, assert sovereignty, and they contribute to the global conversations. Central Asia and the Caucasus, such as Kazakhstan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Georgia, and other states, are navigating post-Soviet transition, nation building, and sovereignty, making their use of software even more critical in international relations. Countries in Central Asia and the Caucasus use stamps strategically to position themselves on a world stage, promoting not just national pride but also fostering the relation with other states. Uh, as far as the core question for this research was that despite their symbolic significance of the stamps, the role of postage stamps in shaping diplomatic narratives and fostering international relations through soft power remains an exploited or underutilized medium. Practical, I have used the qualitative approach and the comparative analysis of the postage stamps by analyzing the soft power and constructivism theories, and to explore the role of postage stamps in the diplomacy. Now coming on to the discussion part, I'll be just brief. I tried my level best to just be focused on points and to sum up within the prescribed time. Coming over to the stamps as a soft power diplomacy, we have three columns. One column explains the how, what are the themes of the soft power diplomacy, which can be used through this postage stamps, and second column explains how it can be used, and the third column I have just accommodated one odd example here in the slide, but in paper there are many examples to support this theme and the way it has been used. So, as far as the themes are concerned, we have five basic themes: the strategic political messages, like how it develops, it carefully crafts to project the political legitimacy. As in figure one, you see two stamps. These are the Azerbaijan, Armenia, two different states, but they are depicting their claim of territories like Nagorno, and to assert the political stance without direct confrontation with the other state. But it also reflects their intent and their diplomatic intent. It is very clear on the postage stamp as well. Second theme is the national pride and the sovereignty. That is the symbol of nationalism, expressing the pride of their culture and the territorial claims. Again, if we go into the stamp at number 2, that the Georgia is highlighting the South Austria reflects the sovereignty claim and the resistance, which is being depicted through map and its flag on the stamps. Third, symbolic reconciliation. It is a stable diplomacy balancing conflict and cooperation between the conflict and the cooperations. If you see in the third stamp, where the Armenia and the Turkey, their flag, their historical landscape, it is featuring the symbolic reconciliation on the stamp. While the fourth one is the visual identity. That is a powerful symbol for the new the global new global identity. Like we see in stamp 4 Kyrgyzstan, it has commemorated key movements of its independence, keeping flag in between, and the traditional symbols on the stamps, which are obvious for the visual identity. And the last theme, we see the unity and the territorial integrity, that is fostering the sense of unity and reinforcing territorial integrity through the diplomacy, soft power diplomacy on the stamps. In fifth, we see Turkmenistan and the Iranian postage stamp, two postage stamps. They have shared their religious heritage and the same, but in different manner, and but conveys the same unity and integrity symbols on the stamps. Next, I have the key themes of the stamps diplomacy. Here, I'll be just focusing on the what all elements or the themes of the diplomacy could be made on the stamps, like culture, heritage, the bilateral relations, the geopolitical symbolism, the historical commemorations, economic and trade influence. These are the few what I have placed here in the slide, but there are many which have been discussed in the paper. So again, these themes, if we relate into with the stamps like cultural heritage, on the first stamps, you see two stamps I have placed here, like Kazakhstan. It's the traditional symbols have been placed on the stamps, and Uzbekistan, they have also used their sand square on the stamp, which is very traditional in the state. Other like on stamp to the bilateral relations, you see they have commemorative stamps like Uzbekistan and Russia, both using their flags, their heritage, and issuing the stamps on the same very day. In three, same with the 3, 4, and fifth, we see different countries, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, they are portraying the mounts, common mount, but on the different angles. Tajikistan and issuing the stamp on its anniversary, and Turkmenistan on its Independence Day. And for economic and trade influences, like fifth, we see Turkmenistan showing the Silk Route on the stamps, and Kyrgyzstan showing the Eurasian Economic Union stamp on the postage stamp, just to reflect its economic and trade influence. And same has been depicted by the other states in the Central Asia and the Caucasus here. There are few political narratives on the stamps again. I'll be brief, like traditional attire that reflects a state's cultural heritage, its intent, its tradition, and it's a like it may include the cat culture, the folk music, its dance traditions, historical architectures, its mythologies, and the legends and the handicrafts. It all could be depicted on the stamps, as you see from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. They have on the different stamp their traditional and their cultural heritage have been placed as as a symbolic to represent, to give away their diplomatic intent and their motives. As far as the cultural diplomatic themes are concerned, again, we have the heritage, identity, language, literature, religion, the festivity, and the art, the craftsman that has been used by the states like Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan on their stamps, while issuing on different occasions, different dates, in collaboration with other states as well, and independently reflecting other states on the stamps as well. So this is how the culture being presented on the postage stamps can foster its relations, diplomatic relations with other states and the region as well. As far as the political cultural narratives in Central Asian states is concerned, I have just placed few themes here and few postage stamps here just to give an idea that how these relations, how these themes can be used, are being used, but still there is a room that this can be used more effectively to build the diplomatic relations through a soft power diplomacy. Like if we start from the one side on the corner, the Independence Day, there's the Kyrgyzstan and the Russian flags showing here on other, you see flags are on the postage stamps, their traditional marks are on the postage stamp, and this show, these all are from the Central Asian states. I have just picked up few stamps and to depict that how they are using this powerful tool in their soft power diplomacy. But once we come over to the Caucasus, again we see the same thing is have been used by the states with maps, with common territory between the states, their cultural heritage with other states, showing their contribution towards the world, like United Nations or the, regional organizations, their their traditional heritage in the country, and their traditional economic or any cultural issues that they have been depicted on these stamps, and they have been utilized or used by the soft power diplomacy with these states. Just winding up my presentation, I have few recommendations that these the stamps, it has to be more excessive. This modern medium has to be used like more digitalized manner to be more effective towards the global reach, engaging younger audiences and the cultures or the identities in the region. While we can use these stamps making thematic series and the regional on the regional cooperation, and there could be many other ideas that could be used on the stamps to enhance the diplomatic ties and promote the shared heritage through this soft power diplomacy medium. While stamps can also be helpful in featuring future visions in even between the states, if states have some future vision that could be predicted and disseminated for the pulse, gain the pulse of the states as well, and for the from the region as well. Like it inspires the innovation and projects in national aspirations. Like we have seen this BRI once it was it's initiated, the stamps were used to get the public pulse and opinion to make out that how the public or the people they are perceiving this idea while once it was through the Pakistan and Afghanistan and going to the Central Asian states. So this is how the stamps can be used for featuring the future visions. Lastly, the economic friendly stamps can be produced that will help us in supporting the sustainability and improve our international image within the state as well, your own culture and the vision, and across the borders with the other states and the region, of course. While
Thank you.
concluding, I'll just say that stamps serve as a powerful tool for the political cultural diplomacy, shaping the national identity, historical narratives, and international perception. And in the Caucasus region, they symbolize sovereignty, unity, and the regional dialogue, which embraces the innovation in the stamp design and distribution can further enhance their role in the modern diplomacy. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for hearing me patiently, and I'll be available for any question at the end.
Thank you, Mr. Assad. The topic was really interesting, reading a country's history from the stamps. And the next speaker is next speaker is coming from Noida International University of India. This presentation prepared by Professor Dr. Quasir Alam, Professor Dr. Yazdani Hassan, and research scholar Mohammed Shahadit. Probably Mr. Mohammed is here and present this topic. The topic is deciphering the dynamics of technological advancement in the contemporary Central Asian discourse. Yes, the chair is yours, Mr. Mohammed.
Good evening to all of you. Here, good evening is there, so there is a difference to an 30 minutes from India to Istanbul. So, good evening to all of you, and I'm really very thankful to the organizers that have got chance to present my views. The topic which has been differing the dynamic of technological advancement in the contemporary Central Asia discourse, and we and Dr. Kausar Alam and Dr. Yazdani Hassan is a part of this paper actually. So the main focus, what we are going to present among you to all, I want to put my views for this topic. That is, I want to focus on introductions, then technological growth in Central Asia, challenges in technological integration, the role of external powers, strategies for sustainability, technological growth, conclusion, and references. First of all, I would like to say to you all that technological advancement are reshaping economics, governance, societies across the world. In the Central Asia, a region marked by rapid globalization and strategic geopolitical importance. Digital innovation plays a crucial role in transforming socio-economic, cultural, and political structure as well. Now, in this paper, explores how the technological progress impacts the governance models, economics, modernization, and societal structure in the Central Asia. It also highlights the challenges associated with the digital transformation, such as the digital divide, security threats, and infrastructure disparities. Now, if you are talking about the technological growth in the Central Asia, so we can say the Central Asia nation, including Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, has dropped the different approaches to integrating technology into their economics and the government. The key areas of the technological progress includes, number one, we can say that e-governance and digital services. The government are leveraging the technologies to enhance transparency and efficiency. So Kazakhstan, for instance, has implemented the digital public services through its Digital Kazakhstan initiative. Now, when we will talk about the smart infrastructure development in terms of technological growth in Central Asia, so the countries are investing in smart cities, digital banking, and automation to modernize their economics. ICT sector expansion, there is a growth focus on the information and communication technology ICT, which with the initiatives to attract the foreign investments in digital industries. Now, at the other end, that despite progress, Central Asia faces several obstacles in technological growth as well. We are talking about this digital divide. So rural areas lack access to digital infrastructure, creating disparities in technology adoption. We are talking about the cybersecurity threats. Increased digital connectivity exposes nations to cyber threats, necessity necessitating the robust security measures. When we're talking about the regularity and policy challenges, government must establish policies that balance technological growth with socio-cultural identities. Now, we are talking about the role of external powers. The influences of external technology powers such as China, Russia, and Western nation insignificant shaping the Central Asia's digital landscape. The major aspects include China's digital skilled road, invest in 5G networks, AI research, and digital payment system. Russia's technological influences, cyber security operation, and digital governance model. Western technology assistance support to startup innovation hubs and the digital literacy program. When we are talking about the strategies for sustainable technological growth, so to ensure the balanced technological advancement, the Central Asia nations should consider the following strategies: investment in education and digital literacy, enhancing the digital skill to bridge the technological gap, strengthening the cybersecurity measures, implementing cybersecurity frameworks to protect digital assets, fostering local innovations as SME to encourage the small and medium enterprises to develop localized digital solution, regional cooperation, enhancing cooperation among Central Asian countries to create unified digital market. So these are the few things I have mentioned here. Now, in terms of conclusion, we can say in this paper, the technological advancement in Central Asia presents both opportunities as well as challenges. While digital transformation can drive the economic growth, enhance governance, and improve quality of life, challenges like digital inequality, cyber security threats, and dependence on external technological power must be addressed. By forcing on sustainable technological strategies, Central Asian nations can harness the benefits of digital innovations while ensuring inclusive and equitable growth. So we have taken all these things with the help of their visualization graphs and some further studies. We have given lot many more references from the books of category university and swabs k, and many more journals I have read, and we have mentioned each and everything whatever we have done in this paper. So thank you so much. Have a good day to you all. I'm really willing to be participate in the question and answer class. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Actually, the technology in India, especially in the outer space area, I also write a chapter about the Indian space activities. It's a very hard working on that issue with its own capability to improve its space capability. Therefore, it's a so pleasure when I working on that issue. I hope in the next years we will see more challenging in the different technological aspect from the India. And the other, we have two more speakers, but I don't see their names on the people. The last one is from Iran. Ana Yosefian is a PhD student. PhD. She. I think the last one, but the other two person is missing. Therefore, I think the last person can be make a presentation. Her title is Digital Innovations and Their Prospect for Boosting Regional Integration in Central Asia and the Caucasus. Miss Anna, are you ready?
Yes, yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, I am hearing
Yes.
clearly. How are
Okay,
you?
good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Professor Aşkın and Professor Bilgin. I know you
Thank
two
you.
from this panel. And I'm sorry that I couldn't attend the second section, actually. I wanted to attend because I know Professor Mirveis Balkhi as well. I wanted to hear his presentation as well. And I hope you will share us the link that we can watch the videos of these presentations of the conference. So this is my fourth time having this honor to be part of this conference held by Aral University. Thank you for making time. And my title, as you just mentioned, is about the digital innovations and their prospects for boosting regional integration in Central Asia and the Caucasus. To begin with, it would be better to focus on the systemic shift of the global order. This shift is resulted from the global economic weight, mainly in Asia. These economies, the economies, emerging economies in Asia, will consist 50% of the global GDP until 2050, more significant compared to the G7 countries that will have a 20% share. This evolving change can be seen as a precursor of an economic transformation from the Atlantic zone to the emerging economies, beefing up the already existing multipolar economic order. Beside the multipolar economic order, we have an emerging digital order, which, as some scholars put it, may be a bipolar order with the United States and China at each pole. Technological and digital innovations have added a new dimension to world affairs. As for digital innovations, we've got artificial intelligence, one that provides us with the data needed for formulating and integration at the regional level. At this part, I would like to talk about why I chose regionalism actually as the main theme, regional integration of this paper. For that, I think it's better to just have a brief look at the literature review of the paper. Some scholars believe that we can no longer call this era a globalized one. They prefer to call this era a global regional rather than merely global. Even in recent Davos Forum, a new term was added for describing the world order by globalization. A prominent author, Parag Khanna, wrote a book named Connectography, in which he has a key quote: "Connection will play a greater role than globalization in trade, transportation of goods, and financial services among emerging economies." In another book of his, which is The Future is Asia, he depicts the global order by coining the word Asianomics, which is actually the two words Asia and economics brought together. In another book, From Global to Local by Finbar Lipsing, regionalization is introduced as a new way of producing and trading. He turns over attention to elements including new geography of production, the changing structure of production resulted from new technologies, a shortened production time cycle, shifting from offshoring to reshoring as new patterns of production, interregional increase in fields related to research, development, trade, and foreign direct investment, the emergence of regional identity in political and economic domain, the role environmental concerns play in the shift towards reshoring, onshoring, the changes in production and trading costs as a result of automation and transportation that are more regional than global. He claims that within the current economic context, many corporations will end up choosing local routes rather than global ones. And a major turning point at the regional level, when we consider the Caucasus region and Central Asia, is the Belt and Road Initiative. Looking at the broader picture, we can say that in general, 5 geostrategic domains are depicted for the 21st century, with Eurasia as the core. The Caspian Sea, a prominent region rich in energy source after the collapse of the Soviet Union, became an epicenter of political, military, and economic rivalries. It is noteworthy that the natural wealth of this region is not the sole reason behind the dynamism of the region, but the geopolitical aspect by which a couple of sub-regions are connected, such as Europe, the Middle East, Caucasus, and Central Asia. To be concise, the energy sources, the strategic status, and the connection provided by this region is of great importance and a key reason behind the calculations of the regional and global powers. Now it's time to look at the digital transformation. And as I mentioned at the beginning of my paper, artificial intelligence and opportunities. Definitely it has some threats, but my focus is now opportunities and the challenges that it begin bringing. Am I, yes? You hear? I think I'm disconnected. So with regards to artificial intelligence, I want to now focus on the opportunities that digital innovation to the domain of economy and trade. 50% of marketing in the United States, Canada, and India depends on AI technology for activities based on paid advertisement. AI tools in marketing are software or platforms that use AI technologies for automated decisions. These tools make decisions using market trends, collected data, and analyzing them. The goal is to prepare an effective strategy for predicting a customer's next move. This process proceeds in seconds without any human interference, which turns it into a powerful tool for businesses. AI plays a significant role in producing more effective and personalized content in different businesses by analyzing the interests of the users and collecting information about their lifestyle. AI tools can also immune the data banks and impede cybercrimes. AI services in market segmentation based on companies' measures and their target market make it easier to manage customer relations. AI provides a prediction on sale by referring to customers' previous behavior and decisions. AI encourages customers to purchase and also notify the businesses to overhaul the marketing pattern considering the periods in which has a significant role when it comes to supply chain management. It will have a profound impact when it comes to transportation network, purchasing and supply management, planning and forecasting, customers' relationship management. So overall, AI will lead to an explosive growth opportunity. It will lead to exponential economic growth by accelerating the productivity growth. Putting all these together, the systemic shift in global order, which is now changing because of the emerging economies that I said at the beginning of my paper, and then the regional tone because of the production patterns, because of the environmental concerns, because of the costs, the reducing of the costs, and choosing local routes for trading, all these together with the transformation in digital transformation, mainly artificial intelligence, all these together will be an opportunity, could be considered as a platform for boosting regionalism, especially in Central Asia and Caucasus. I need to add that, as the previous speaker mentioned, there is this need for countries to establish institutions, to invest in digital infrastructures, to make the best out of this new innovation that has added a new dynamism to the world affairs. Thank you. I'm done. And is it okay? Do you hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes,
sometimes,
yes. Okay.
Sometimes your sound missed, but now is everything is
Yes,
okay.
I understood. I understood. Yes, yes, I understood. Some seconds I lost the Yeah, there was a disconnection. Yes.
Yes. Do you have any questions to our distinguished speakers with their presentations?
Well, I listened to the two presentations today. One, the two that was at this panel, presented at this panel. Dr. Assad, his stamp diplomacy reminded me of a conference that was actually held by our university 2 or 3 years ago, that I myself talked about this opportunity in the global media age to bring cultural unity. And one of my concepts was a shared taste of beauty. When I looked at his presentation, when the way he was showing the illustrations and the stamps, I remembered that presentation of mine, and I thought that yes, I mean that was really interesting to me, because it was like an approval for what I presented 2 or 3 years ago here, and I think it was a very interesting topic, because through even not only the way that we see art, we depict the beauty between these countries in Central Asia, the Caucasus, the Middle East. We share a lot, and this can bring even, again, boost regionalism in another dimension. And
Yes.
after that, yes, and the other, the professor from India, he was telling, actually, I can see his presentation as a complementary to what I'm saying, because he thoroughly, in detail, he said exactly that what these countries need to do when it comes to digital infrastructure. We need to invest in the infrastructure in order to reach the point in economic integration, economic interdependence, which I think now I brought just a part of it by considering artificial intelligence.
Yes. Is there any questions? No.
Can I say something, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, ma'am. Anna, she elaborated his experience on the stamps, and I would just add into that this is one of the interesting subject, or the topic I take on to the different ways, because I have one book that was initially I published on stamp diplomacy, while taking one of the leading poet, Allama Iqbal, his philosophy, which was depicted on the stamps, and how it conveyed the message to different states, even because Iqbal is being read in German, in Iran, particularly, ma'am must be knowing, then Afghanistan. They have a lot of Persian literature from Iqbal to their diplomacy, are there in the politics. So that was one of the leading thing that I still believe, because this is one of the very effective tool that could be used for any diplomatic ways. Thank you, ma'am, for acknowledging that the reason.
Yes. I think we have more time at 5 o'clock, but Mr. Bilgin Varlık, what is your options? What is your suggestions? Because
Well,
it is
thank you very much for all this all the speakers for their valuable presentations. Yeah, at the first two sessions, we more talk about the concerns, threats, risks, and somewhat cooperation chances. But the last session was quite good enough to increase our expectations for a common future. So what I would like to hear in this session was we much more concentrated to the Turkish republics, Turkish people's area in this Congress, as we thought that this would be a multiplier rather than dividend factor. But we missed, I'm afraid we missed the opportunity to see this region as a whole from the Nevruz area perspective. So I was expecting much on this issue, but on the first session, if I'm not wrong, it was on the first session, the Azerbaijan and Iranian issue was echoed by Miss Efsane, prevented me to make good dreams, good expectations on the Nevruz area. What I can say, we may concentrate on this issue, but on this area of opportunity, not this issue. But I'm happy that we have previously, in our previous Congress, we have talked about this opportunity. Once again, the third time, I'm happy to see Anna Yusufyan here. She is a member of our team from Tabatabaia University, which we cooperate as Istanbul Arel University. But in the next Congress, if we talk about it, I think that this is a need to encompass the region to the dynamics which would handle the whole picture as a much more cooperative perspective, from a much more cooperative perspective. But once again, our intention was not to concentrate on the Turkish republics only. Once again, let me say a few words on as a whole. It's quite unfortunate from my point of view that there were 23 very well prepared papers, but some of them were not presented because of technical issues. Some scholars couldn't have a chance to present their papers, but anyway, we will issue them on the full abstract book. At the first session, the first session gave us a comprehensive and seamless strategic picture of the Central Asia and the Caucasus, nominalities of the regional integration and obstacles, risks and threats to this reformation, as well as opportunities that the new geopolitics of the region provides, is discussed. In the second session, we focus on the internal and external actors, dynamics and issues which shape the current and foreseeable future of the region. The final session was quite good to promote an atmosphere for cooperation, much more very interesting papers were issued at the fourth session. As a whole, I'm quite satisfied and happy with the outcomes that we have gained from this Congress. I would like to forward all my respects and gratitude to the participants for their valuable insights and contribution. If there is no other comment, I will end the Congress.
Professor Bilgil, I have one comment. You mentioned Nowruz. Do you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned Nowruz. I wrote a couple of papers on Nowruz, and every year before Nowruz comes, I wrote a short article for a think tank, an Afghan think tank, Khane Maulana, which they also have the headquarters in Afghanistan, but they have an office also in Istanbul. But I write actually in Persian. I will send it to you. I hope this time I will write it in English, then you can also read it. But I worked a lot on Nowruz from the aspect of bringing identity balance in the region when it comes to combat and tackle fundamentalism. So I just wanted to add that I worked a lot on Nowruz. So next time, I hope I will write a paper for you about Nowruz.
Thank you. I'll be glad to receive your paper and looking forward to read it. Once again, thank you very much all for your valuable contributions. See you in our next. Yes, sir, Mohammed Said. Dr. Mohammed.
Yeah. Sir, thank you so much, sir. Thank you to all of you. And I'm really very thankful to you and all the organizing committees, those who have given me chance to present something. This is my first presentation among you all. I mean, from Istanbul and all, in front of the Istanbul people to present your paper and your view approaches and all. I have got this chance by Dr. Alam. Sir, he motivated me and he said to me that you need to join this conference and you will get many more things is not in your area, but you would learn many more things. So really, I have learned a lot from this conference, and I have joined this from the beginning. I mean, from morning, and I attended 2 sessions actually. The second session I was not able to attend because some work is going on in my college and all because of the busy schedule. But really, I enjoyed. I'm very thankful to you all, and it's best wishes for you all that next time if you will arrange something, I will 100% participate. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for your comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, then see you next time.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.